Maryland International Raceway for the 2023 Haltech World Cup Finals. Some of the craziest cars from across the US and around the globe are here this weekend to try and run a number on one of the best prepared racetracks on the planet. There's a whole bunch of cool cars. I don't even know where to start, but let's go take a look through the pits and see if we can find some pretty awesome cars.
What's up, guys? My name is Kyle from the Boosted Boys. We're out here at the World Cup Finals with our Honda K20 powered billet block engine MR2. Here World Cup Finals, one of the biggest races in the whole country with our little MR2 here, so it's pretty cool. So I picked this thing up about 6 years ago. We always used to build Hondas and street race back with our buddies back in the day, and I saw some videos of K-swap MR2s going around back when it wasn't very popular, and these things were so fast on the street. I thought they were so cool, so I wanted to build one for myself. We K-swapped it as our YouTube channel grew bigger and bigger. The car just progressed more and more. People wanted to see it go faster, do bigger and cooler things, and it has eventually progressed into this monster that it is now, and now it's running a billet block K-Series engine. So right now, this is currently the world's fastest MR2 in the standing quarter mile. There are some other MR2s out there that have like the engine in the front, but as far as like mid-engine, true MR2, this is the fastest one in the quarter. I thought it was a really cool goal to have because once we started building this thing, I noticed that there weren't any high-level MR2s going to the drag strip, and I thought that's a cool little niche that no one's really gotten into. You know, every other platform's been done. The MR2 is still kind of fresh and new, so it was really hard to get there, but you know, we just kept plugging away after blowing stuff up, changing parts, upgrading, doing our thing, and filming it along the way. We eventually made it happen, and it's just crazy to see how far this thing's come, and I think a lot of people have been really surprised at how far this platform has been able to go, and it's a lot of people are realizing that these things have a lot of potential, and you're actually seeing a couple more MR2s out here this year at the event as well, whereas all the years prior there were no MR2s racing out here at World Cup, so it's cool to see the platform grow and evolve. They're throwing down. I think they have a ton of potential. The whole engine was done by JBR. It's an aluminum rod motor, stock K20 crank. This is a 2.0 liter. We were going to actually try to go to a 2.2 and stroke it out a little bit, but we didn't have enough time, and the crankshafts were on back order. So we stuck with the 2 liter, and it has drag cartel 3.2 cams, full Ferrea valve train, really strong stiff springs in there to turn her up over 10,000 RPM. It has a Quave sequential transmission, made it to that as well. For the turbo kit on this thing, we have a Precision 8385 turbo. It's the next gen. You know, she's making 60 plus pounds of boost out there. We haven't cranked it up to really see what it can do. On our manifold, we are running a Turbo Smart 60 millimeter electronic E-gate. We went to that because we just want to get with the times. We like technology. It's super cool. I saw what these things were capable of way back when they were coming out with them, and we really wanted to try one out. So we reached out and we were able to work with Turbo Smart on getting an E-gate for this thing, and it has worked flawlessly for us. It is so awesome. We can just type in whatever boost number we want, and it just makes it. It's not like we're playing with duty cycles and percentages. It's just like, I want this much boost at this RPM, and the thing just does it. We have the whole car running on a Fueltech ECU, and what's nice about the Fueltech is they have all of the software integrated to run the E-gate specifically. So the calibration setup, all of that is super simple. You just plug that thing in. As long as it's wired right, you just calibrate it up, and it just starts working right away. So it's been really good for us, and we have loved it. It's just been a game changer. Personal best on this car is a 759 at 192 miles an hour, and that was not too long ago. That was back in Florida. So far out here, we have not had the greatest weekend. We have qualified, which is good. You know, we get that certified badass sticker, which is awesome, but we ran an 8.0 on low boost, and then when we tried to turn it up, we've been fighting just minor issues that just kept us from getting a complete A to B pass. We're really hoping to see deep 7s out here, and we have had issues with either running over some water on the track. The car got a little squirrely. We had an axle pop out. We've eaten through a clutch recently, but we got the car back together now. We're out here for eliminations. Hopefully we can throw this thing down the track, clean A to B pass, and throw up a number that I know that it's capable of. This is where the fastest cars show up to. We started coming out here just to watch and spectate. So I've been a spectator for the last 3-4 years. As we've grown as a channel and as a race team, and we've gotten faster and faster, you know, we realized next year I think we can make it out there ourselves. And the MR2 was able to qualify, and we're here now, and that's just kind of how it came to be. I was just a curious kid with a Honda Civic, and now we're out here racing some of the fastest cars on the planet. So.
name's Jarvis, and this is my 2001 Honda S2000 compound turbo K-Series car. I had purchased a chassis off of a friend of mine. Just my intention was to basically flip it. I'd never done rear-wheel drive. I was a K-Series front-wheel drive guy. We came here in all-motor that year, and I had an open deck sleeves K-Series, and I had intended on being all-motor the next year too. I always had a buddy that was telling me, hey, you need to put a K-Series behind a rear-wheel drive car with a power glide. I do a lot of K-Series stuff anyway, and at the time it was much bigger stroke. I had an engine ready that was going to be NA, so all I had to do was basically change it. At the time, it was open deck sleeved with just garbage. We went 810 here the first year, and then from there I totaled the car the next year. We switched to this chassis, and it's been terribly slippery. Like I said, there's no development here. I just throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks. Like that's, it's been great. Billet block, we kept splitting the blocks in half, and it put me in the wall once. We got to that point, and then the billet block was the only option. We've been using Haltech for years. I've never been treated better. I can just make it do exactly what I want all the time, and that's really important, especially when you got complicated setup like this. So this is the billet head. The guys that are poking around back here made it, and we've been having his cylinder head problems, cracking exhaust ports and things like that, and this should remedy the problem. It's just solid billet. Yeah, we're Hail Marying it. We started off single turbo, obviously, 6.466. It went through like, you know how that goes, like little bigger, little bigger, little bigger. Wanted to win World Cup Finals. We went 787 on the FP. It was a smaller turbo in Street Fighter. I've been stuck in Street Fighter from day one. We came down here, I want to say it was 5 years ago, and we had an 83-85 on the car, and I went out and won. We went to the semifinals, and it tossed the exhaust wheel out of it. The next year, we ended up wanting to do something where it's an automatic car. I wanted to go with a big frame T6 turbo, and I couldn't spool it, so the compounds were the natural way to go. This thing's been through a couple different configurations. S369 is a small turbo originally with a Garrett GTX 50 with a 91 turbine. I didn't really know how to size it. I just knew that I needed a turbo that would still spool as the small one. The one we have now is 7685. The turbine on the 85's amazing. The 7685 can flow way more through the exhaust side than the compressor can make. The Pro Mod turbo is because we race nothing but small tire V8 stuff usually, and I can make all kinds of steam with it. So I know that on that thing right there is underrated by Precision. That's a next gen Precision. Originally it was because I couldn't put a large frame turbo on the car and spool it through the auto and have a converter that was going to be good enough. Our converter guy, Circle D, he's awesome and he does good, but like you can only ask for so much out of an 8-inch. Everybody keeps asking me, does the little one spool the big one? And I don't like to look at it like that. I like to look at it like all we're doing is we have to spool the small one, and the big one is creating a 2,000 horsepower atmosphere for the small one to live in. That's it. What most of them can't get is we've always ran 2 wastegates up until this year, and now I don't run any atmospheric wastegate at all. We just bypass the drive pressure from the small turbo into the crossover pipe that goes to the large one. And what that does is I don't ever have to worry about the big one coming offline or gate failures or anything like that, and it just never seemed to be necessary. I can turn the small one up and down to make whatever target boost I want. 50s, 55s are our minimum, and we never run that. We always run 70 plus, usually more like 100, 125. We went 722 last night at 70 pounds. I mean, basically, it's way more simple than everybody thinks it is. It's almost cheating. It made everything easier through the auto. Still use a little nitrous just because I don't want to be that 7-second guy trying to get in the beams through the auto, because we race a lot of V8 guys. They take that long, but I like to be able to be on my toes. Like, they'll go in one, I'll go straight in if I need to. With the manifold design and stuff like that, I had started off with traditional top mount. The turbo was normally in like a top mount configuration in the back. With this, when I wanted to move the nose weight forward, we'd had wheelie problems in the past. This chassis is notorious for it. We're actually stock crankshaft still. 99 mil stroke, no fancy aftermarket weird strokes like them front wheel drive guys use, because I want the extra torque. I like that. It helps me get on the chip faster. I'm running 14 FID, fuel injector development injectors. Power-wise, we made 1,500 on 126 pounds, but we found out we didn't have VTEC. What that means basically is that it's probably making somewhere right at 2,000 on the 88 millimeter. We've had a 98 on there before. And on that one, we would wheelie and pedal and go out the back and still go, 470s in the 8. I made all of it, like all the welding on the car. I had originally intended on it to be pretty, but I changed setups a lot and test, and I used scraps. So that's what it is. I think that compressor on that turbo has been welded like 85 times. My wife wires the car, I build all the engines and stuff like that. Like, she assembles my cylinder heads and stuff. Like, we get them from somebody else. I prefer that we do it because then I only have myself to blame. Turbo Spur, I'm good at this. I love those guys. Like, they're good people, but I didn't know them when I bought the product. So I had called some other companies. I'd had some customer issues on gates. If there's something about somebody that'll take care of somebody they don't know. Never met you before, I'm gonna take care of you, just because. And so when I got a hold of those guys, they were awesome. They treated me really, really well, and that's continued, and I was still nobody at the time. I'd never, maybe I'm somebody in this small circle, but they didn't know me, they didn't have to help me. And so they helped me out, not with my car, but with my customer stuff. And the products, they're always moving forward. I'm on the 60 mil. the Sleeper 60 mil because I like the all black. God, my old one's like 6 years old and it still works, you know, and we don't run it anymore, but nonetheless, I'm running two 50 mil race ports, Gen 5s, and those have been great. They've been so good to me. They've been so good to me that I don't think I have had any issues with them, but if I have, they've been remedied so quickly I didn't care. Back to front, Pro Bracket radial, so we're on a radial tire, Minsker shocks in the back, so they work. 9-inch 411 gear. This chassis had that in there already, so we already had the 40 spline gun drilled, so that's what's out back. Power trans, I built it myself, which is not a good thing. This one's got probably 200 hits on it, so every time I let off the button, I'm like, is it time? Like, is this where we're going? Converter's a Circle D, it's an 8-inch in the car now. We do slip a lot at the 8th, but it's money out the quarter. Went 2% last night on a bad hit, so it's doing its job. As far as PBs for the car go, we went a 455 at 160 to the 8th mile. Quarter mile, we went a PB last night, 722. Just, I haven't ran quarter mile. That was actually my first wide open throttle full hit, and the car was a little down on power out the back. We went a 468 last night, and it nosed over out the back, still went a 722. So we went 190 yesterday morning, and that was me pedaling the whole track because I was scared. I had intended on trying to go 440s to the 8th and then going 680s, 670s out the back this week. Things have not went my way. We are in, and we're through the number 2 guy. I do really well under pressure. We go nothing but small tire V8 stuff, so we're always the odd duck. And so that helps a little bit. It's fun. It's fun being the guy that nobody wants to lose to. The progress is going to happen no matter what, as long as you stay up till 3 a.m. once in a while and make your wife mad. And so she's still right there though, so that's cool. We do everything together. Man, I've got so many good people. Drag Cartel is our camshafts and stuff like that. We got them. We got Haltech. A few obvious reasons they're awesome. Turbo Smart's awesome. They, like I said, if I needed something right now, I'll just run and find somebody and they'll throw a part at me. I'll put it back on the car. 4Piston, the guys that are just here the last year or so, they've really helped me out with things that I don't know. And that's really important, is to have people on your team that can do things like, I pride myself on doing most of my things myself. It's nice having somebody that's like, hey, you're kind of dumb, let me help you. Precision helps me out all the time, West at Precision particularly. My dude Tim Cassidy, he just owns a junk car lot. Anything I need for a K-Series always helps me out with it. Circle D, Pete there, Tucker at Strange, he's awesome. Like, he's been on the phone with me at 2 o'clock in the morning trying to help me with the shocks. We were having shock problems. Those dudes are cool. My dudes that are here, Justin Martin follows me around the country and helps us out with his camper and just support. A guy works for me named Isaiah Copley. My wife, she's always there. Like, when nobody else is there, she's been at 15 events this year with me, and just she pushes the car up. She yells this to me, yell at her. You know how that goes when you're stressed, and I think that's it, man. God, obviously, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but we wouldn't be here without that.
Hey, I'm Noel at KLM Race. We're here at the Haltech World Cup Finals 2023. This is our new Audi R8 build, so we just got our twin turbo kit on. So we started in 2015 as KLM Fab. Our focus was just fabrication and welding at the time. We would do a little bit of fabrication and welding on cars, then we transferred over to just bringing cars in just for development and working on more production products. That way we could scale things and maintain quality a little bit better. So then we moved on to also machining and trying to basically do everything in-house. So we started big in the Honda community. We started racing Hondas in the sport front wheel drive class. We moved on to kind of doing a lot of the A90 Supra stuff when the Supra first came out. So we really wanted to work with one of the newer vehicles and kind of help grow the platform. We started working with TurboSmart directly within the past year. We needed a good product and that can handle the volume and customer service that we really needed. So once we got connected with them, we really started being able to provide our customers with the product on time. We really were able to expand, to really turn up the volume once we started working with them directly. Every single one of our kits are paired with TurboSmart wastegates and blow-off valve. We use their 40 and 45 millimeter stuff, as well as their race sport blow-off valve a lot. So we do A90 2-port and 6-port turbo kits, as well as the G80, which is a 6-port turbo manifold as well. We pair TurboSmart with all of them, and we'll also be pairing them with all of our new V10 platforms as well. On this car, we have currently what we consider our Stage 1 turbo kit. It has Precision 64, 66 mirror image turbos on it, as well as dual 45 millimeter TurboSmart wastegates, as well as dual race sport blow-off valves. We have the sleeper blacked out version that they make, so it gives it a really clean look with the white and black theme that we have on the car. We're really looking to grow this platform, and we'll also offer bigger options as well with bigger turbos for a Stage 2 and Stage 3 package as well. The kit will come complete with everything, all the way down to the intercoolers, turbos, all the exhaust parts as well, with multiple options as far as powder coating. It also comes with an ice box and a heat exchanger setup that will come as well, with all the lines, fittings, everything needed, basically convert over to a twin turbo setup. We plan on having the car officially running and tuned, and we're going to be putting Motec on the car by the end of the year. So we actually just started this platform a few weeks ago as far as personally branding everything. So we actually pulled the car apart 2 weeks ago. So we've been involved behind the scenes in the V10 platform, manufacturing products for people. So now we're more looking into our branded product and really doing things like we would like to. And yeah, by the end of the year, we plan on having the car up and running. We're going to do a little bit of testing with the stock engine, with the clutch and the built trans in it first. Plan on building the engine and having basically everything done for 2,000 plus horsepower. So it's our favorite event. We've been to many events all over the place. It's the crowd. It's really racing oriented. There's records being broken daily, multiple times. The weather's perfect. It's nice and cool, so the turbo cars really love it. Like I said, the crowd, it's packed here every year. It gets bigger. We're really excited to be a part of it. So we actually sponsored this event the first year we started. We kind of took a risk. We came out here with a little tent setup with just a few parts on a table. At the time, we were actually working out of a storage unit, making parts, and we started expanding and adding storage units next to us until we could move into a building. We started from the bottom, basically, and just adding one tool at a time and really working our way up to be able to develop and manufacture a full product line. So.
My name is Ryan Samet and I drive the RSR Supra from Canada. I'm at the Haltech World Cup Finals 2023. The Supra was imported from Japan in 2012, full stock, and then every year it's evolving and going faster and faster, 9s, 8s, 7s, and then it's snowballed from there. The chassis started with a 25.5 cage, it's called, that's good for 850 and a quarter mile, and then I ended up going 790 with that and then 760. So the car kept getting faster and faster, so it had to be upgraded. So the current chassis is a full tube chassis front to back. It's good, certified to 6.0 and a quarter, built by the Chassis Stop in Toronto. They did a great job. It's all carbon floors. We put big tubs in the back, carbon tubs, so you can put a bigger tire back there. Yeah, it's a full tube chassis front to back. I wanted to go with the faster ones, with the 5-second ones. Modified or extreme. The extreme import is the ultimate goal for this car. I can put a small radial on it. I can go no prep. You can put a big tire. You can even go Pro Mod if you want. The block is a bullet block. Still has water, so it's a wet block. Dry deck. Head is a Head Games head. The pistons are Ross pistons. It's got GRP aluminum rods. It's got a Brian Crow crank. It's got a Magnus Motorsports dry sump system. Precision turbo, obviously, we only use precision. I got the new next gen 9805, which works amazing. Hypertune intake, which we love. It has 3 injectors per cylinder. It has a Platinum Racing Products fuel system with a Kinsler 16 GPM fuel pump. Transmission is a TH400 from Rossler. Made about 2,700. Yeah, all in. It was at 85 pounds of boost yesterday. And I wanted more. PB of the car is 636 and a quarter mile at 223 miles an hour. The goal is 5s and a quarter mile. It's obviously a little faster than what we think is possible, but hey, you always have to have a higher goal in your mind. Unfortunately, yesterday, I put a little too much power and ended up tapping the wall a little bit. Easily fixable, we'll come back stronger. I think a bit of a bigger tire. Right now it's got a 33 by 10.5 tire. I think we want to go to a 34 by 15. I might stretch the front end also because the wheelbase is only 100 inches. When it launches, it rides the wheelie bar a lot. So when you have like a 110-inch wheelbase, it tends to launch more softer. So yeah, just you gotta practice, you gotta keep taking it out, testing, till you get it right. I met Herman at PRI in 2020. It was a pleasure to meet him. I use almost all his parts for a 2JZ. We're looking to develop parts together in the future to push this market. When it comes to billet parts, I think PRP makes one of the best parts in terms of billet aluminum made parts, right? Nobody makes them like Australians. I mean, Hypertune, Plasma Men, I have their intercooler. They're just the best billet parts in the world, in my opinion. If you're an import lover and you want to race the best of the best is in the US. I definitely want to thank Herman for always helping me out with my build. I'd like to take the Chassis Stop for building a badass car, and all the other sponsors. I take it from the bottom of my heart, my wife and my kids.